All right. Driving home after picking up a prescription, and I feel like I need to do this video. Can men be vulnerable with women? And the short answer is yes, of course, but I want to add a little extra to this statement. Can men be vulnerable with women and still have that woman be attracted to them, want to date them, want to be with them? So I will start off with the short answer from my experience. I've been single and on my own for about 6 years after being married for 14 years. And in my experience, the majority of the time that I have been vulnerable, opened up myself into my feelings, been empathetic, super kind, giving, texting a lot, all those things, that this caused the woman to just run away and disconnect from me. And I would say this is the majority of cases, like more than 80% of the people I've dated where I did this is what occurred. A natural distancing, a natural slow fade, ghosting in a lot of cases, because I went into vulnerability and into my feelings. And first, I want to be empathetic to why a woman would distance herself from you if you do this. Well, the first thing is most guys are doing this. If you look at a woman's Facebook page, especially a beautiful woman, you'll see a lot of likes and a lot of comments from guys showering her with praise and attention. And so when you open yourself up as a man into this, you're joining a sea of other men. You're joining a legion of guys who are doing the same thing toward that woman. And we as humans appreciate rarity, we appreciate uniqueness, we appreciate things we have to work for. And when you're doing this as a man, you're giving the woman nothing to work for. So this is kind of just I'll call it the logical scientific result of it. Now for the long answer. The long answer is yes, absolutely. You as a man can go into your feelings and vulnerability. Let's just call it vulnerability for simplicity. You as a man can be vulnerable with a woman and date her and maintain a high level of attraction. But it has to be an awakened and an evolved woman who is able to move past the general biology of needing to be protected and needing that guy who's different, who's the stereotypical alpha, who is hard to reach, hard to contact, who is a challenge, all those things that if you go on YouTube, you can find a multitude of videos that say, as a man, this is what you should do. And for the majority of women, yes, that's what you should do if you want them to stay attracted to you and date you. I know, because this has been my experience. But I've also learned that for myself, I don't want a woman like that. I want a woman who has moved past that, who can see all sides of me. And I'm not saying to be vulnerable all the time and to just be a suckling man. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, we as men, we have a harder time going into our feelings and empathy and vulnerability and sharing our weaknesses. That I submit to you that you will have a stronger and more intimate connection with a woman if you can do this, and do it from a place of strength. Do it from not needing anything from her. You are sharing just because you want to share and be truthful and honest and transparent, and that is strength. Honesty, truth, transparency is a towering strength, because most people hide this. They're afraid to share it. And when you face that fear and you share it and you do it with your arms open, putting yourself on a platter, that's a strength. Because you can be crucified, you can be you're setting yourself up for failure by doing it. And that's okay. Many women will reject you for doing this. They may say they want a guy to do this, but most women actually can't handle it. They can't handle a guy going into his vulnerability and feelings. But there are a select few women, I I know a few of them because I've been able to be vulnerable with them, and they have stayed in my life. And I appreciate these women very much. They are a rare class and breed of women, much like my mother. And so my message to men and women in this video is this. Men, don't be afraid to dip into your vulnerability and feelings. It doesn't mean to become a weak, suckling man, but it means that you can sit and say, I'm afraid of this. This has happened to me in the past. And I share it just to share truth, authenticity, and honesty. And I share it not wanting or needing anything. I don't need you to solve it. I don't need you to counsel me or be my therapist, but I'm just sharing it. And it's something I'm working on. And you share it from that position of strength. And then you do the work on the things that you're being vulnerable about, whether that is going to counseling, therapy, whatever it is. And women, here's your part. Stop rejecting and breadcrumbing and slow fading and ghosting men who go into their vulnerability and feelings. All you're doing by that is saying that you support men who treat you like crap, and that's what a man needs to do to get you, and that's not okay. That's basically continuing to permeate the consensus among men that we have to be toxic, we have to create drama, we have to be distant, we have to be need fixing in order to get with a woman. And that's messed up. That's not right. That's not how things should be. That's not healthy. So here's the work for both parties. Men, be vulnerable, be empathetic, and be strong and powerful. Women, be kind, be nurturing, and support men who are willing to go into their empathy and feelings, and also men who combine that with being strong and powerful and leaders and problem solvers and all the wonderful things that us guys do that make us men as well. And women do these things too. It's not like it's a one-sided affair here, but it is a strength of men to also be problem solvers and leaders and break through barriers and things like that. All right, that's this video. Can men be vulnerable with women? Absolutely. I encourage it because it helps you take off the mask of life. Take off the figurative mask of life and really share what's going on. That's important. Form deeper connections by doing that. All right, namaste. See you in the next video.